Okay, we're on the main floor, and 1 and 2 are the, whoops, wrong column. Those are the grinding stone units. Along with the 2 stones, the unit features a funnel-shaped hopper for holding quantities of grain feeder chute, a metal vibrator, shaft to regulate the quantity and speed of grain, top stone called the runner stone. Turns, grain is fed and ground to a texture controlled by the distance between the 2 stones. Huh. Number 1 over there is a 42-inch French BUHR burr stone. One of the 5 sets of stones brought to Bonneyville in 1836. Number 2 is a 42-inch granite stone installed during the restoration project. Items 4 up there, those are the chutes that brings the grain in. Of course, here's number 5. Downspouts from the buckwheat sifter, bringing buckwheat flour down into the bin. 6 is the conveyor. Where's number? Oh, there. 6 is the conveyor. Transports unsifted corn meal to the downspout on the 2nd floor. And 7, right there, is the cornmeal sifter. It makes you wonder how they dreamt all this stuff up and how they made it all work.
Yeah. More imaginative than I've ever been.
Yeah.
Tammy and I are on the 2nd floor of the Bonneville mill. It's a grist mill. And looking at all, there's a basement and 2 other floors up. It's still in operation. And they said they can start it up at any time. So maybe we can get them to start it up. But you can see some of the chutes as they come down. They're all numbered. You should have got that paper down there. Because I'm sure, look at that old wooden wheel over there. This is neat. These old mills, I'm telling you, this is the way that people used to grind their corn and stuff.
It's probably a handle to start something up there.
Well, probably. Okay, item number 8, it says, is the hopper scale bin, used for both weighing and storing grain. Here's number 5, buckwheat flour legs. Carry the ground buckwheat from the stones to the buckwheat sifter. Now that's cool.
2 must be the Swiss sifter.
Number 1 there. These 2 line shafts furnish power to the equipment on this floor from the belts that surround them. And number 2 down there, this is the buckwheat shifter. Sifter, yeah. Separates the hulls from the flour. The flour falls into a bin on the main floor through the left downspout, and the hulls are collected in a bag after falling through the right downspout. Cool. Number 6 over here. This is the top of the corn conveyor where ground meal heads back down to the main floor to be sifted. The belt connects it to the main drive shaft in order to operate both sifter and conveyor. See number 3 back there? The main drive shaft transfers power from the turbine to the corn processing system and to the buckwheat leg and sifter. This is really neat. Look at these old timbers. And we're gonna go upstairs. You can see how big, thick these timbers are. But yeah, these old mills had a lot of dust in them from grinding stuff. Oh my. There's belts all over the place up here. Goodness. Okay, that's number 6. The old wooden shaft and pulley system overhead with a throwout lever was once used as a sifter shaft and later to hoist items from the main floor by running a rope through the wooden block. That's up there. You can see those wooden blocks up there. By running a rope through the wooden block number 5, attaching it to the shaft and allowing the shaft to wind the rope around, that's how they would lift things. Our predecessors could raise an item to either the 2nd or 3rd floor. Pulling down the throwout lever would stop the rope. Boy, my goodness. Item 1 there is the horizontal shaft line. Provides power to the equipment on the 3rd floor. Shaft has a series of pulleys located at strategic points. From these points, flat circular belts transfer power from the shaft to the appropriate equipment. Item number 2 over there is the grain cleaner. Uses 2 screens and air to sort grain. Top screen allows the grain and small particles to fall through, while larger debris rides on top and falls off the end of the screen. The bottom screen, grain rides on top while small weed seeds and debris fall through. At the end of the bottom screen, a blower sucks the lightweight material off the flow of grain and separates it into a bag. Cool. Everything you wanted to know about how these old mills worked. Huh?
It's number 3. Well, I assume that belt goes around it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these things, even the old steam engines and stuff, you know how the big belts ran around them. It's the same kind of principle here. Oh, number 7 up there. The gray-colored grain elevator leg carries clean grain up and discharges it into our round 50-bushel storage bins.
That's those 2 big tubes that went down to the floor.
Yeah, right there. My goodness.
So what is it, number 3?
Oh, number 3. The main drive shaft transfers power from the turbine to the legs and cleaner on this floor. Goodness gracious. And it's pretty hot up here. Of course, none of this stuff was ever air conditioned, but I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it looks like an old barrel. And there's some old shafts laying up here. Well, and we need to go down in the basement. So now we're down in the basement. And item 5, display area contains various types of milling equipment, some used originally in the mill and some used in a sawmill purposely built on this property. Look at them gears back there. And those are wooden. Well, that might be metal attached to the wooden wheels. But an old original grinding stone over there.
Old heater.
An old stove reel sifter. Old belts, gears, pulleys. Makes you wonder who dreamt up this stuff, you know? Another big shaft and gear assembly over here. And that's metal. Let's see, item 6. Item 6 is the old toilet. This old toilet was at one time an acceptable and convenient way to dispose of waste. Okay, let me see if I can get you closer over here. So item 1, the water behind the flume wall is 7 feet deep, directly south of the mill. A water control structure regulates the depth of the channel that flows into this area. You see the water down there as it comes through. Okay, item 2 there. Let's see if I can, it's pretty dark down here. Two turbine water wheels are located behind the flume wall. Both turbines are submerged beneath the water. When gates located all around the turbine open, water begins to drain through the turbine. The draining water turns a horizontal wheel within the turbine. This rotation provides power to the mill. And up there you can see some gears. Of course, they got it all. They don't want people getting in here, obviously. It'd be dangerous. So item 3, connected to each turbine is a drive shaft. The function of the shaft is to transfer power. Which you probably really can't see there, but the turning motion from the turbine to the other equipment in the mill. The shaft of the Leffel, spelled L-E-F-F-E-L, turbine runs all the way up to the 3rd floor. While the shaft for the new American turbine only runs to the 2nd floor. Connected to the shafts on the ceiling of the flume are gears that transfer power to grinding stones located on the main floor.
Over here, you can see these gears there.
Okay. I'm gonna run over here where Tammy's at.
Watch out, there's a step down there. Right there.
Okay. So there you can see a better picture of the number 3, which is the drive shaft. That the water, when they open the gates, water's going to flow through here and down. So you can see it right there. There's the water and a big spider. Yep. Water comes down through here. You can see it down in there. And it passes through the turbine wheels down there and turns the number 3, and then of course 2 is the turbine water wheels themselves down in there that you can't see, they're underwater. So it turns this main shaft, which turns that gear. You can see the shaft runs up through the floor and goes up to the different levels.
It's amazing to me, this rock wall.
It just makes you wonder, I mean, how they dreamed all this stuff up. Yeah, that didn't come, I mean, you know, they didn't come with it overnight. Look at these huge beams. Some original pegs in that beam. Well, that was a tree at one time, I'm going to tell you.
Once you step on it.
And I'm not sure, and that's just number 4. This mechanism. And this is you can see it there. These double columns are grain elevator legs. Inside is a belt with buckle on it. Grain is unloaded in the driveway on the mill, falls into the boot of the outside receiver elevator leg, and is carried to the top of the mill to be cleaned and stored. Oh my. Oh, look at that. That beam there. It looks like it was all handmade. You see some more chutes. And it's pretty dark down here in the basement. There's some chutes that go up through there. I can't remember exactly, but it was 1880 something when this mill was built. But it's quite something, isn't it, Tammy? Mm-hmm. You look at all of these things that they come up with. There's a big wheel back here. An old stove. Okay, the guys are going to turn on the mill for us, so you get to hear what it sounds like. Now, does that open the water gate?
Yep. And essentially what I did is I moved this gear, moved these floodgates around the turbine, and that lets the water go in, hits the water wheel, allows that to start spinning, and then that transfers power from here to the drive shaft, which is at number 3.
You can see that number 3 drive shaft going around up there. There's the flower coming down the chute. See that? It's not very loud at all. I'm surprised. My My goodness, I thought it would be really noisy. Ah. Well, yeah, you're right. The sifter's the one making most of the noise over here. We'll give them a little donation, and we bought lots of flour. It's been a very, very good tour. The gallon guy here with the county parks department, and they have the county runs it, and the people work for the county parks department. This is really, really cool. A lot of history here.
This is one of the best looking mills that we've toured.
Best original working
Yeah.
mills.
Well, I mean, it's clean for what it is.
Oh, yeah.
As old as it is.
1836, 1837. This is really, really cool. This is the Bonneyville. And here, this is where they would bring their wagons through, the farmers, to unload their stuff. And they would, like he was saying, that they would barter for the services of grinding their corn. Well, I'm going to show you a picture of one of the original turbines. He was showing me that they took it all apart and they fixed the turbines because they're submerged in water. But I'm telling you, this is well worth your time. But here's one of the turbines that you can't see because it's under the water. But they took it apart and took these turbines and rebuilt them. But that's what's under the water. There's two different sizes. And based upon when he turned that wheel to start up the mill, turns these vanes, like he was explaining, to get it to run faster or slower. But some stones over there. That one is buckwheat, hard red, spelt, and rye. But they do run the mill. But like he was saying, you know, now the grinding stones will last basically forever because there's not a production mill anymore. It stopped being a production mill in '67, I believe he said. But it's really, really worth the time. You see that gate over there? Originally, there was also a sawmill on this site, which isn't here anymore. And so one of these gates would operate the sawmill. And this is the gate that would operate the mill here. But that up there says 1832 was when it was established. But this area probably, and then you've got the little creek that runs down through here that powers the mill. Well worth your time. So if you're up here in the Elkhart area, stop by the Bonneyville mill, the oldest original mill still in operation. Never burned down. Several mills did burn, but this one is still in operation. And I'm glad they've kept it up. So, thanks for coming along with us. We appreciate it. Really interesting things to see. Bye for now.